Here's an unpopular truth. Beginning doesn't decide success. The middle does. Anyone can start, anyone can dream, but the middle is where businesses are filtered, not built. This is where momentum transforms into mastery. The question is, are you treating the middle like an obstacle or the test it actually is? Right now, you're likely past excitement, but nowhere near the payoff. 72% of entrepreneurs quit in the messy middle. Not because the idea failed, but because clarity failed. Your calendar is full, results feel thin, and your business feels heavier than it should. This phase isn't random. It's signaling what must evolve. If you ignore this moment, you just don't stall, you lock into mediocrity. Short-term progress slows, long-term progress, your business caps itself below its potential. But if you understand the middle, you unlock the breakthrough that separates operators from owners. One of my favorite expressions from a dear friend and someone I worked with for many years is a gentleman by the name of Robin Sharma. And he's written many books and understands that messy middle. And Robin Sharma wrote a book called The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari. But one of his statements that he uses all the time that you see on social media is change is hard at first, messy in the middle, and gorgeous at the end. And that's so true about everything. Now, I was on a conference learning a specific skill this weekend, and it was really fascinating to watch because there's a number of training courses, and the first training course, there was lots of people excited. And, you get through the initial excitement, you get through the initial learning, and you get the broad strokes, and most people drop off. And then you go to the next set of classes, and they're teaching nuance, which is not nearly as interesting or exciting or even that curious. And now you understand the broad strokes. Now they're understanding the small, intricate, tight little details. And you're learning and you're exposing all the things that you thought you knew well that you really didn't know. And you start testing your product, and the product doesn't work because you haven't mastered the intricacies and the small bits and the slowness. And what looked simple at the beginning becomes more complex and detailed. And how you work it, and how you position, and how you approach, how you think about it, how you're interacting, what time it is, what the temperature is, all interact with these things. And this messy middle, most people drop out. Most people aren't interested in getting in and working through the hard bits. They've got the first picture and they're not interested in getting it down, not for others' understanding, but the detail and interest of the perfection over time and the continuous rework over time so that people can understand exactly how to do it in an art form so that when it's done, it looks like it's the easiest thing in the world. Now, when I went to Japan, I met a gentleman who dyed indigo, and the indigo dye was being created, and he drew something lovely with a pen and a piece of wax and made it into indigo cloth, and it was lovely. It looked incredibly simple. I tried it 5 times. I never got it right. But he had spent the time to master it in the middle. The power of that is something that is absolutely worthwhile. What's the thing that you're interested in working on right now? What are you messy in the middle in your learning? Put it in the comments below. I'd love to hear your thoughts.
Thanks for tuning in to today's episode on the Strategy Session, where we take your business from stuck to unstoppable. Here's another video I think you'd enjoy. If you found these insights valuable, remember to hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and ring the bell for notifications on our latest videos. Remember, you're not just marketing, you're making history with Venture Gained.